Hey guys, welcome to our discussion about online dating. First, we will introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about our experience with online dating.
Okay. So I'm Maddie. I actually downloaded Tinder when I was in 9th grade, but as a joke, definitely did not go on any dates or meet up with anyone. Yeah, kind of me and my friends just did it because we were bored, but that's my experience.
Hi, I'm Mike. I personally do not have any dating online accounts, but I used Tinder once with my friends. We were pulling a prank on my other friend. We made a fake account using a picture of my friend, which for some reason looked like a female, and we messaged a bunch of guys, and we had all the guys that matched with our fake Sarah send pictures to my other friend. And you can kind of guess what kind of pictures they are, and my friend started freaking out. And that was my only experience with Tinder or any of that stuff.
Cool. I'm Jillian. I only have Tinder. I downloaded it senior year of high school. Nothing ever serious has come out of it. I just talked to people, and I've only met one person. And that was last semester. And it lasted for 2 months. Nothing serious. It wasn't creepy or anything, but I definitely get really weird messages on Tinder from some guys, and it's very uncomfortable. And then also get super likes from people that I know, which is also really creepy, but also kind of funny at the same time. But that is my experience with Tinder.
Hi, my name's Jade, and I'm on Tinder as well. Very awkward. There's a lot of interesting messages that come your way. One time my friend was on my Tinder for me, obviously being very fun and inappropriate. And I was like, don't you dare give my number out because that's just not cool. And he was like, okay, I'll just give mine. So he did, and he received, I'm going to go a dozen pictures of, we're just going to go a dozen pictures. And that was just a great time. Let's discuss how online dating shapes our conversation about intimacy and connection in the social media world. Alright, so I think that it makes people more likely and more comfortable to send things that they would not say to you, face-to-face or in person, just personally, because I doubt people will come up to you and say some of the stuff that we read.
Yeah, and it kind of goes off of what we were talking about before, when you can create an online persona that you're not held accountable for, so they're more likely to do not recommended things, not nice things,
Yeah.
But I think that's a problem, because if you're going to make a fake persona and you're looking for love and all that online,
definitely
people are either going to fall in love with a person that's not you,
And catfish.
Yeah,
or
I was
you're
gonna
going to
say,
catfish, which is
the show
awful.
that they have on MTV. There's so many people
There's
who are
crazy
crushed.
stuff on there. Yeah.
That's,
I saw the promo for when it was I was about to kill myself, and I was like,
oh god.
Yeah, but honestly, I think that once you're online, you literally can say anything. And, I know a lot of people who, actually have said I love you to their boyfriends over text. I feel right? For the first time.
Yeah.
And, I think it lets, people actually express themselves more. But, now they can't even express themselves, in the real world.
Yeah. I think it kind of makes the lines about, your expectations for the relationship blurry as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're on Tinder, some people are on there to actually meet people and start relationships, but other people are on there just for, hookups. And you kind of need to have that awkward conversation with that person of what you're looking for, what's expected. But I don't think that will happen as often if you actually meet them in real life,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that expectation will be kind of set up earlier on in the relationship or the interactions.
Yeah.
But honestly, sometimes it's hard to go up to someone in real life, at a party or at a coffee shop. You think they're cute or whatever. You can't just go up to someone and be like, hey, I think you're cute or whatever like that. You can't do that. So a lot of it's not socially recommended to do that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to message someone first and then see where it goes.
Yeah.
Than putting yourself out there and being vulnerable in the real world.
Yeah, because if they don't reply to your message, it's okay, fine. But if it was in person, that'd be
really
very
awkward.
Yeah,
and
uncomfortable.
Let's avoid awkward situations as much as we can.
We already have enough of them, so
Definitely.
Our next question is, what role does race in online dating play, despite our assumptions about an equal
Sorry.
society?
If you want to redo it, you can.
No, it's fine. Just go.
Okay, so according to the 2 articles we read for this class, they were saying that many people say that they're okay with interracial relationships, but then they don't act the same. So a quote from The Weird Racial Politics of Online Dating is, quote, this disparity indicates there's still a considerable disconnect between what people think is acceptable when it comes to dating versus what they actually do themselves. End
Yeah.
quote. So what they were kind of saying is that people think that other people with similar backgrounds have similar interests and similar experiences, which would make them more compatible. But statistically speaking, they're just as compatible with someone of a different race.
Yeah, and like there's a whole bunch of different dating apps or dating sites and apps for people of like different ethnicities to meet like them, not themselves, but like people that are similar to them. So we have like the blackpeoplemeet.com, JDate, Japan Cupid, and Coffee and Bagels is supposed to be like a Jewish thing as well. That was unknown to me. We have Interracial People Meet, Swirler, which is another interracial couple site, and then Love Crosses Borders, which is probably for people in different countries.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's a lot of different things, and you can probably find what you're looking for on there. But like in the article, like she said, you read it and it was incredible. Like they wouldn't mind an interracial relationship, but like I think it was like 80% of them would rather be with someone of their like own ethnicity and like background, which is crazy. I mean, like they're fine with it, but you know, like you see their preference, so they probably won't go out of their preference.
Yeah, and they were saying also in the article that once one person received a message from someone of a different race and they started interacting, they were incredibly more likely to talk to other people of different races too, which I thought was really interesting to see.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm. I think I like this quote from the article. The internet recreates boundaries because it makes it so much easier to be biased without personal and social penalty. And we were kind of talking about that before in the last question, about how you can kind of like make a different persona. So
there's
by
no repercussions on that.
by like online dating, it kind of gives you an opportunity to be prejudiced and to be biased and not kind of have the social repercussions of your actions.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, now I think that, like, I, like, kind of disagree. I think people do want to, like, meet other races and stuff. I don't know if it's so much, like they need to meet. Like, I don't know. I feel like Tinder is, like, more used than, like, Black People Meet or, like, Love Crosses Borders.
I think Tinder is definitely, like, the new dating, quote-unquote, with, like, hookups as well, but, like, the new dating site for younger people, at least, like, the new generation.
And they don't even have options to make it, like, you just want to find, like
just hookups,
people
or
of,
just
like,
relationships.
I think these certain sites with different races, I personally think it's wrong because, like, the times we live in now, you shouldn't be separating people based on race or religion. Like, it should be everyone together.
Oh, I agree.
So, like,
100%.
use, like, only a handful of websites that allow any group of people to join and interact together instead of pulling people apart and putting them into categories, which people shouldn't be categorized.
And they were actually saying, like, statistically speaking, like, you're just as compatible with any other race, you know? So I don't know why you would want to separate everyone else.
Yeah, because you never know who's, like, the one. It could be, like,
who's the
anything.
most compatible for you.
You like, So I just think, I agree that, like, the separate dating sites, like, although they might be useful for some people because in their area they don't have, like, as many different races, so they're just going on there to find them. But I think it'd be better for, like, segregation stuff for it to be together.
Definitely. Conclusion to everything that we kind of talked about prior, we're going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of online dating.
So, like, I think definitely one of the biggest advantages, like we said in the beginning, is you get to express yourself, like, if you really couldn't have done that, like, in person. But, so that's a disadvantage also, because you kind of lose the connection when you first meet, and, like, it could be pretty awkward when you first meet, because, like, you're only used to saying those things, like, over the phone.
Yeah, and, like, there can always be, like, chemistry online, but, like, it's not there in person just because you guys can't, like, express how you feel, I guess.
Sure.
When you're in person.
Yeah, and I think it also sets up for false expectations. So you might
Mhm.
have this image of someone because you're talking to them, like image in your mind of what they might look like, act like, even like sound like. Because if you think about it,
sound
like
like you never know.
if you are talking to them online and like you guys are hitting off, like you don't even know what this person's voice sounds like,
Mhm.
you know, when you first meet them, which is a little bit strange. But I guess it's
a
just
lot strange.
yeah, I think it's just something that comes along with that.
Yeah. And like for me, like a disadvantage of it is just like people are more brazen. Like online, like they'll say whatever they want because they know there's no like repercussions or like what are you gonna do? You can just like unmatch them or like not talk to them. So that's like the worst case.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's repercussions in person, and like the creepy messages would not be like spoken if you met them face to face.
Definitely. And I think something that I think is a benefit to online dating is kind of opening up your circle to
Mhm.
people who you wouldn't normally meet. So people who aren't in your friend group or in your geographic location or your
Yeah, like
community.
in your classes. or
Yeah,
whatever.
definitely. So kind of opening up and meeting new people. I think that's a benefit.
But I think a problem is that like no one. I think it's rare for people to actually be their 100% self
Mhm.
online,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's
Yeah, because you post your
in a-
best photos.
in a bad way or good way. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna try to make people like you, so you're
Yeah,
gonna stretch the truth a little bit. You're not
Sure.
gonna really get the full person until you
Mhm.
actually meet them and get to know them face to face.
Yeah.
Because people
Yeah.
can make stuff up online.
Yeah, and you also like when you're messaging them, you have that delay to figure out like your perfect message or
Oh, yeah,
to
like what
Google.
you should say.
I've Googled what people are talking about when I don't understand to come up with a response to make it seem like I know what I'm talking about or like I know what they're talking about. So
Yeah.
we have similar interests, which is like ingenuine,
yeah.
you know, because I really don't. I should just ask them.
Like, what is
Like,
that?
exactly, like in a personal conversation, I'm not going to be like, hold on.
I gotta Google it.
Let me Google that so I can come up with a response to you.
I 100% do. I Google everything.
Yeah, I love Google. Google's the best.
Yeah,
But like, I know what you mean. Like, you wouldn't just be like on your phone in front of them, and be like, 1 second.
yeah. But I definitely think online dating has
It's perks.
its perks and then its downfalls.
But you gotta consider like both sides of it. Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's the case for anything.
Of course.
Yeah, I think it definitely is a good option if that's like your only choice.
Well, thanks for listening.
By FarmersOnly.com. City folks just don't get it. They're the make dating easier for country singles. It's the #1 dating app for farmers, country people, and other singles. It got 4.5 stars on the App Store. Download it now.